You arrive in a new city. The skyline glitters, just like in the movies. You plan to see the sights, taste the food, stroll through parks, but you notice something else. A parallel city, hidden in plain sight. In the shadows, people huddle in blankets, tents cluster under overpasses. It's everywhere, from Los Angeles to New York, small towns too. Behind every face is a story, a lost job, a medical bill, a teen with nowhere to go. Why, in such a wealthy nation, are so many left with nothing? The contrast between postcard beauty and harsh reality is impossible to ignore. The city's lights shine, but so do its shadows. The real journey has just begun. There's a new, deadly force on the streets, fentanyl. This synthetic opioid is 50 times stronger than heroin. A few grains can kill. For the homeless, it's a devastating escape from cold and hunger, but it's a trap. Fentanyl is cheap, everywhere, and often mixed into other drugs, without warning. Survival becomes a game of Russian roulette. Paramedics race to save lives with naloxone, but sometimes they're too late. The drug hijacks the brain, making the next dose more important than food or shelter. Outreach workers see people lost in a fog, their personalities erased. Fentanyl deepens addiction and despair, preying on those society has forgotten. It thrives where hope is scarce and mental health care is lacking. This isn't just a drug problem, it's a symptom of deeper issues. When people have nothing to lose, they take dangerous risks. To fight fentanyl, we must address the despair that fuels demand. The crisis is not just chemical, it's social, economic, and deeply human. The streets are a front line, and the casualties are mounting. The solution isn't just stopping the supply, it's restoring hope. Until then, the storm rages on. Imagine being punished for having nowhere to sleep. Across America, cities pass laws that criminalize survival, banning sleeping on sidewalks, camping in parks, even asking for help. These quality-of-life ordinances don't solve homelessness, they just make it harder to be homeless. A person sleeps in a park, gets a ticket, can't pay, ends up with a warrant, then jail, and now has a criminal record. That record makes it nearly impossible to get a job or housing. It's a vicious cycle, poverty punished, not solved. Instead of offering shelter or services, cities clear encampments, throw away tents, and confiscate belongings. People don't disappear, they just move, more defeated and distrustful. The war on drugs compounds the problem. Minor possession leads to arrest, not treatment. Someone struggling with addiction needs a doctor, not a jail cell. Our system responds with handcuffs instead of help. Billions are spent on police and jails, not on solutions. Criminalizing poverty and addiction traps people in a revolving door. The money could build housing, fund treatment, and prevent homelessness. We're not solving the problem, we're making it harder to escape. The cycle continues, and the crisis deepens. Survival shouldn't be a crime. It's time to break the cycle. It's easy to walk past someone on the street and see a problem, not a person, but every individual has a story. Michael, once a carpenter, lost everything after an injury and addiction. Now he sleeps by the river. I never thought this would be me, he says. I just got lost. Sarah, 19, aged out of foster care with no family or support. She's smart, scared, and just wants a chance. People look at you like you're garbage, she says. They don't see a kid trying to survive. These stories are everywhere. Veterans with PTSD, women fleeing abuse, LGBTQ+ youth kicked out for being themselves. Each story is a tragedy, a failure of the systems meant to protect them. When we reduce people to the label homeless, we erase their humanity. They have dreams, memories, and hopes. Michael still dreams of woodworking. Sarah wants to be a nurse. Their circumstances don't define their character. They are not the sum of their worst days. They are people, knocked down by life, struggling to get back up. Their stories remind us of the human cost of inaction. Behind every face is a life, a history, a hope for something better. We can't solve the crisis if we refuse to see the people living it. Empathy is the first step toward change. Listen to their stories, see their humanity. Remember, they are us. Their future depends on what we choose to do next. For many on the streets, the struggle is internal, a battle with mental illness. Conditions like schizophrenia and severe depression make daily life nearly impossible. The streets worsen these conditions, but our mental health system is broken. Decades ago, we closed psychiatric hospitals, promising community care that never fully materialized. Clinics are overwhelmed, beds are scarce, and people in crisis are turned away. Imagine navigating this maze while hearing voices, with no phone or safe place for your papers. Shelters are chaotic and unequipped for serious psychiatric needs, so many stay on the streets. Police, not mental health professionals, respond to crises. Jails become de facto institutions. We're punishing people for being sick. Until we rebuild mental health care, the streets will remain filled with those left behind. This is a public health crisis, not a criminal one. Compassion and treatment, not punishment, are the way forward. The system must change, or the cycle will never end. In Times Square, beneath the dazzling lights, a man sleeps in a doorway. On Venice Beach, tents line the sand, just steps from tourists and skaters. These iconic places are also the front lines of homelessness. People without homes gather where others do. Transportation hubs, parks, busy streets, seeking safety and shelter. The crisis isn't hidden, it's woven into the fabric of our most famous destinations. The contrast is jarring. Vacationers step over those struggling to survive. For the unhoused, this isn't an experience. It's their existence. The sidewalk you walk on is someone else's bedroom. The park where you relax is another family's refuge. This isn't just their problem, it's ours. The reality of homelessness is everywhere if we choose to see it. Familiar places reveal uncomfortable truths about our society. The distance between us and them is smaller than we think. Seeing this reality should inspire empathy, not avoidance. Our city's true stories are written in both light and shadow. Amid the crisis, hope grows from the ground up. Communities, nonprofits, and ordinary people are taking action. In Houston, the Housing First model gives people homes first, then support, mental health care, addiction treatment, job training. It's more effective and humane stability before sobriety or employment. Across the country, mobile clinics, outreach teams, and tiny home villages offer dignity and belonging. Volunteers hand out food, lawyers clear records, business owners give second chances. These efforts prove empathy isn't dead. Real change comes from people refusing to look away. Innovation and compassion are lighting the way. The road to hope is being paved by us, one act at a time. Even in darkness, there are those committed to lighting a candle. Communities can solve their own problems. This is how we fight back and how we move forward.